everyone. On behalf of the Rusty's Brosis Foundation, I would like to welcome you to another Tuesday night empowerment session. Tonight, we're privileged to have with us one of our most distinguished graduates of Rusty's High School. She's not only a graduate of Rusty's High School, but she also, in her illustrious career, has served as a major administrator at Rusty's High School. And even in retirement, she still can't keep still. She continues to serve. On behalf of the Rusty's Brosis Foundation, Mrs. Thompson, we welcome you to our platform, and we want you to know that there are twofold purpose of this empowerment night. One is to celebrate you, one of our graduates of Rusty's High School, and the other is to provide inspiration and motivation for those students who are currently attending Rusty's. So on behalf of the Brosis Foundation, I say thank you for your service, and thank you for the way in which you have represented Rusty's High School in such a marvelous way. And I look forward to giving you an opportunity to share your journey with us. How are you doing?
I am great. I am blessed. I'm alive, and I'm happy for that.
Beautiful, beautiful. I just want to let you know that I spoke with you Sunday, and when I hung up the phone, I was like on cloud 9.
Wow.
I was so inspired by your personality and by your journey, and even what you're doing, even now in retirement. I am actually fascinated. And I just want to let you know, I'm so proud to have met you, and I'm so proud to be associated with the same institution that you graduated from. So with that said, we're going to start your journey. Remember, this is your night. Don't hold back. This is your time, and we want to let you know that it is a privilege for us to have you. It's really a privilege, and we have folks within our foundation that look forward to these occasions when we can highlight our graduates and just share in that journey as if we're walking beside you. So to start, where are you originally from? Where did you grow up as a child?
Oh, my childhood was spent in a little community called Hortonport, just below Rusty's High School. Hortonport.
Okay. Okay.
We walked from there to school, and then in Johnstown. Part of it in Hortonport and the other part in Johnstown.
So you didn't take Uber? You actually walked to school. You didn't take Uber? Or...
My 2 legs were my Uber.
Oh, so you lived in Hortonport,
yes,
and then you lived in Johnsontown, and I lived in the Horton Gardens, which is smack in the middle
yes.
of the two.
Okay,
wonderful,
great.
Wonderful, beautiful, and great. And so you went to, what elementary school did you go to?
Dunkley Hill, Lucy Primary.
Oh, that wonderful school on the top of the hill.
On the top of the hill.
Yes, yes, yes. And you have to say John Crow.
John Crow, yes.
Yes, yes. I happen to have taken that journey also. And
okay, great.
Beautiful, beautiful,
wonderful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. They prepared me for Rusty's, I can tell you that much. And so from Lucy Primary, you went on to Rusty's, correct?
That's correct, yes, straight to Rusty's.
Yes, Rusty's. How was your experience at Rusty's as a student? What was it like? Give us an idea what it was like there.
It had its ups and downs. I like, not the academics now, going to Fort Charlotte without permission. Fort Charlotte.
Oh, you snuck over to Fort Charlotte without permission?
Without permission.
You were naughty.
Sometimes.
You were naughty.
When PE time, when physical education time.
Yes, yes.
Yes. But at my time at Brosis, we mostly had expatriate teachers.
Yes, yes.
But and their former teaching learning was different, you know. But,
yes.
I must say to you though, from 3rd form, 4th form, 5th form, I had the same form teacher.
Okay.
Miss Emily Thompson.
Thompson, okay.
Yes.
Your
Miss
namesake.
Emily Thompson. And she was a stickler for perfect behavior.
Ah.
Perfect behavior. You know, you remember those metal chairs.
Yes, yes.
And those metal chairs could not squeak on the floors in her class.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
No, not at all. But it was a great time at Rossi's. I remember Miss McCoy with geography, and Miss Origio, them, I think she was maths, but I tell you, it was a great time. And we were set apart when you attend Rossi's High School in Lucy.
Yes, yes.
With pride. Yes. When you're wearing that pink and white uniform.
Yes.
That pride.
Yes.
And brown socks and brown shoes.
Woo. I can hear it.
At the end of the day, the pleats were so stiff as if you did not sat on them.
Beautiful,
you know?
beautiful, beautiful.
And the environment was good because we had the lovely sea breeze.
Yes.
That lovely sea breeze.
Yes.
I cherish the moments. I cherish my classmates, especially in the last one. I was in the B stream.
Yes.
And even had fun sometimes with the boarders because we always, you know, we say, oh, we are going home and you have to stay here. You're going home and you have to stay here.
Yes,
the time the boarding was in session. But all in all, if I did not succeed, it was not the teacher's fault.
Wow, beautiful.
If I did not succeed, it was not the teacher's fault. Especially my form teacher, Miss Emily Thompson.
Wow.
Because she had us regimental.
Beautiful, beautiful.
We had to adhere to rules and regulations.
I just want to let you know that somebody who knows you very well has sent a greeting. Her greeting says, Auntie June, my principal, people person. This is, and remember you gave me a correction when I shared with you, Dawn Dawes, and you told me the
wow.
Yes.
Wow, hi Donnie.
She just sent greetings for you. Okay, I just thought I'd put that up there.
Yes. And one thing about school I don't want you to miss. I don't want to forget to say.
Yes.
Up to this time in my life, I remember the P lines that the prefects used to give.
Wow.
Patient perversity provokes the patient prefect. Perceive painful, painstaking punishment.
Is it because you were given those lines a lot, or was it because you gave them out?
Not me. But I just wrote it out, and it has never left to me.
Beautiful. Wow. I remember those days when they used to give lines. That was something else. That was something. Who was the principal at the time when you were at Rossi's?
If I had Mr. McDonald for
Okay.
For probably a year when we had to go down to his home and he put down the basket, and he put afterwards we had to go to his home for the books, and he let down that basket, and the books were placed in the basket and let down back to us. Yeah, no, not me. Mr. McDonald was before Mr. Freight. I had Mr. Freight and then Mr. Newport, but I knew Mr. McDonald through the book system.
Oh, so you had three principals: McDonald, Freighter, and Newport.
He was a former principal. Mr. Freighter took over from him, but he was in charge of the book program.
Oh,
so we had to go down to his house to receive our books.
Wow. And put it in a basket and let it down to you?
Let it down to us downstairs. He let down the basket, we put in the book list, and he pull it up. Then he select the book and send them down back to us.
Wow.
Before we had a bookshop. Before we had a bookshop.
Yes. Yes. So now, while you were at Rossi's, what career were you thinking of, and what inspired you while you were at Rossi's? Did you formulate your career path while you were there, or was it after you left Rossi's? How did that come about?
To be frank with you, my career path was nursing.
Oh, interesting.
Nursing. Yes.
Wow.
But we are near to the hospital.
Yes, Noel Holmes Hospital. Yes.
What changed my mind? I don't remember if I was in third form and I went over there to look for my grand aunt and they took in all these men who had an accident on the road going up to Dias, that stone wall something
Yes,
there.
yes, yes.
And it was a real gruesome accident. And when I saw the blood, I don't know anything. I just woke up in one of the hospital beds because I fainted in my youth.
Wow. Wow.
I fainted.
So you were disqualified right away.
And I said, I am disqualified. So
Gotcha.
then my mind turned towards teaching. I said,
Beautiful.
well, my mother, I related the incident to my mother. I said, you can't do nursing. One little blood and you faint.
So I can't help but ask you, you mentioned your form teacher quite a bit. Would you say there was any particular teacher that inspired you, that was like a role model for you as an educator while you were at Brosis? Was there anyone in particular? But you did mention your form teacher quite a bit. Would that be the person, or was there somebody else?
Regardless of her being so strict, I admired her. And I admired Miss Gertrude Burke.
Miss Burke?
Gertrude Burke. She has now deceased. Both are deceased now.
Yes,
Miss Burke had a special eye on me.
Okay.
I don't know for what reason.
Yes.
You know, but any little thing she would call me to do and say, make sure you're behaving yourself.
Wow, that makes a difference.
You're behaving yourself.
Yes. You know, I must say, as a teacher myself, that when a kid can find one adult in that school system that believe in them or that they connect with, it makes the world of a difference.
Indeed.
It does. It does.
Certainly.
It does. And so here it is, 1968. You graduated from Brosis.
Yes.
1968. What happened after that? Where did you go?
I was born 1968, you know, so how could I graduate?
But you fast track. We call it fast track. You fast track. And that's what happened.
I'm just
kidding. You're born as a genius, so they just skip past it. Just skip. So here you are in 1968, and the Queen had just recently came to Jamaica. I remember when the Queen of England came.
Yes.
To Lucy, and came to Lucy also.
And I was a girl brigade at that time, stood in the front by the fountain.
Wow, yes. Yes.
And hearing that, oh, she is now at Great River Bridge. Where is Great River Bridge? And we are in the pelting sun, and they say, don't scratch your face, don't stamp your feet, don't shake. And the girls giving the scouting guys, all of us. I was a girl guildry at that time.
Wow. So here we are. You graduated from Brosis, and where did you go after graduation? What did you do?
This little part I didn't tell. It was after I left. The summer of that very year.
Yes.
My neighbor said to me that she was working at a main store in Montego Bay. And she said, they're taking on holiday workers. Do you want to get a holiday job? You'll have your little money. I said, I cannot say yes on my own. I have to go and ask my mother.
Okay,
so my mother said, yes, why not? It will be a little money. And we have not had the money for the teaching yet or something like that. Something to that effect, she said. So I went with Mrs. Daney to meet the manager, Mr. Wilson, tall, dropped-in man. And he said, you sure that you little girl can work here? and I said, yes, sir. So I went, and the holiday job turned into a 1-year job. 1 year and 3 months. Because he put me on the pay sheet, now a long spreadsheet, because he said I could manage the numbers better than who was managing the sheet.
Wow.
So I stayed there for I think 1 year and 3 months. And it was there I left and went to Canewood Teachers College.
Canewood.
Canewood.
Very good.
It was there I went and left and went to Canewood Teacher, which is a junior, a pre-trained. They call it Canewood Junior Teachers College. It was training the pre-trained persons. So I went there, and I can tell you, they really stuck to me out for the junior college. I didn't buy anything. Everything came from the store under the manager's permission.
Wow. Wow. So let me ask you a question. That Canewood Junior Teacher College, is it still in existence, or was it renamed?
No, it is not renamed. They just revamped. They just got it out of the system. It is now where they have the Canewood, the technological place for the Ministry of Education down on Arnold Road.
Okay.
Arnold Road.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you got this training, this training, pre-train training, and then from there, your first assignment as a teacher was where?
At Lucy Primary School.
Yay! How did that feel to go back as a member of staff to a place where you studied as a kid? How did that feel?
Honey?
Take us back to that first day on the job. After coming back now as a teacher to a school that you actually graduated, you actually attended classes as a child. How did it feel?
I must tell you, I don't know if I shared with you that the principal, he came to the graduation at Canewood, and he said, "Is you why I come, because I think we went to the same church. You why I come, so Monday morning you have to come up there." But I was full of energy, vibes and zest and energy. So I didn't go with any fear. And even although it was 3 months at Canewood, they took us in some rough parts of Kingston to do the practice teaching.
Oh, okay.
So that it may seem a short time, but that gave you a view into what was to come.
Got you.
And at Lucy Primary, so they were nowhere near that kind of behavior.
Correct.
Right.
Mr. Reed would not allow it.
No, I got as proactive as I could, and I got into the thick of things.
Beautiful, beautiful. And, just for the benefit of the younger ones here, could you mention the name of that principal? Because he was also my principal when I went to Lucy Primary. St. Elmo Reed.
St. Elmo Roy Maurice Reed.
Now, I must say to you that you deceived me when you said that you don't remember stuff, because you have already revealed a lot of detail that tells me that you remember a lot of stuff that I could not do. So you're already way ahead of schedule to remember Mr. Reed's middle name. I
think I remember a lot of stuff.
Well, I'm telling you that you are way ahead in my book. So you were at Lucy Primary, and based on our discussion, you actually worked at several schools. Yes, just mention a few of them.
As a pre-trained teacher.
Right. Mention a few of them for us.
Some of this was due to, in those days, if you're unmarried and you have a child, you weren't really accepted in the school and so on.
Okay.
Yes. So having got pregnant, after having a baby, I went to Sandy Bay All-Age School.
Got you. Yes.
I went to Sandy Bay All-Age. Although we said I should come back, but I just, you within yourself, you just said, no, let me move to somewhere else.
Yes. Understood. So you went Lucy Primary, then Sandy Bay All-Age, and then you end up at Claremont All-Age.
Indeed, because I ended up at Claremont because I was actually acting for somebody who was on study leave at Sandy Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went up Claremont, and we would have to walk from Jericho to Claremont. You may not know that route.
From Jericho to Claremont?
Yeah, we had to walk from Jericho. Wow. When the taxi takes us from Lucy, we would have to walk from Jericho to Claremont.
Wow.
But here the adventure of this thing. We had a very young principal, and he had a bike. So he made 3 trips every morning to take his female teachers up to Claremont. And back in the evening, he take us down on the bike, one by one.
Wow.
One
God bless
by
him.
one.
God bless him.
So the bike
Wonderful.
ride.
Beautiful. So then you decided that you're going to go to Sam Sharpe Teachers College,
Yes.
which was a brand new institution, brand new. Brand new.
Actually,
Tell us about that.
I was in the second batch.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
in the second batch.
Wow. Wow. That's major.
Under the noble Dr. Simon Clark.
Yes, I know him very well.
Who used
Did
to
you
wake
know?
up-
Did you know that he was the principal at Green Island Secondary?
Yes, that's where he left to. That's where
Okay,
he
you
left
see,
and went to Sam
you
Sharpe.
see, I know the
Yes.
story well.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And
Yes.
I am telling you, Dr. Simon Clark used to wake us up at 3:30 in the mornings to
No.
exercise.
No, that's illegal.
I am telling you. And after we do 1 hour exercise, we would have to go to the vegetable garden to plant our own vegetable to eat.
3:30 in the morning?
3:30 in the morning.
Oh, mercy, God. You guys are saints. You guys are angels.
3 times a week. And after that, to plant our vegetable.
Wow.
And after that, shower and come for breakfast.
God, mercy. That's amazing. So here it is. You told me that while you were at Sam Sharpe Teachers College, something happened. There was a certain person of the opposite sex that was at that institution at the time, or that caught your eyes? Because from
No.
Sam Sharpe, you ended up in Port Maria.
Sammy?
From Sam Sharpe Teachers College, you end up all the way in St. Mary.
To say yes, yes.
Who goes to St. Mary? Who goes to St. Mary?
No.
Talk to me. How that happened? How did that happen?
No, St. Mary came to Hanover.
Oh,
St. Mary came to Hanover. St. Mary
okay.
came to Hanover Secondary.
Ah.
And I followed to St. Mary after the year.
You see, those people who are online watching us, they don't know we have clues that we're talking about. But St. Mary came to Hanover, and Hanover went to St. Mary.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And then so already we hit lose the primary, Sandy Bay all age, Claremont all age. Then we went to Sam Sharpe, Port Maria Secondary. And from Port Maria Secondary, you went to Norman Manley High School.
Right. On Maxwell Avenue.
Wow. Wow. And then from there, you end up at a place called Bogwalk High School. What happened there? It was there that you moved from classroom to administration. What role did you play at Bogwalk?
Bogwalk High School. I went to Bogwalk High School in the English language department. And after a year, I was actually active as the head of the English language department.
Okay, okay.
I was actually active as the head of the English department. And it just progressed from there. And
Yes.
then I evolved into vice principal.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I want to pause at this point, because I know from Bogwalk, you ended up at one of the best schools in the world.
Not one of the best, the best.
There you go now. Thanks for the correction. I needed that. I was out of line. Thank you. So somewhere along the line, you went to the University of the West Indies, Mona.
Yes.
Where were you when you attended Mona? Because you attended as an off-campus. You never stayed on campus. You were working at the time, and you also had your family.
Yes.
Help
Making
me
family
here.
at the same time.
Family at the same time. You and I had a little conversation, and I want to pause here and talk about this, because it was a major decision to go back to do your additional studies. You had a conversation with your husband at the time, and you wanted to go back to school, and he suggested to you that based on how his work schedule was, the timing might not have been ideal.
Right.
So here it is, you're working, he's working, you wanted to do something good,
Right.
but you were put in a position where you had to weigh between professional training and providing that home environment while your husband was on the road working. Explain to us what that felt like at the time.
Well, at the time when you were saying June, who is going to grow our children? The helper? Helper? And it, you were saying, I was taken aback because I was saying, this man is moving with his educational thing, and then I am to be in a corner. But after going in my little corner and thinking,
Yes.
he's correct. Let them get a little harder, as old people would say.
Yes.
Let them get a
Yes.
little older and a little more responsible. Then
Yes.
I can take this step forward.
Beautiful. You made the right choice. You made the
definitely.
right choice.
Definitely.
Yes. 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 So where were you working when you started UE? Were you at Norman Manley or were you at Bogwalk? Where were you?
At Bogwalk High School.
Wow. Now I'm looking at where Bogwalk is and I'm looking at where Mona is. That's a long trek.
It's a long stretch on public transportation.
Yes.
Even
And
longer
that's what
on public transportation.
And that's what you did.
And that's what I did.
Wow. Wow. That's brilliant.
And that's what I did.
That's amazing. That is amazing. That's commendable. And at UE, you accomplished 2 degrees.
Yes.
Your Bachelor of Education and also your Masters of Education at University of the West Indies.
That's correct.
I commend you. I commend you. But something special happened at your graduation from UE. Something very, very special happened. What was so special about your graduation from the University of the West Indies with your bachelor's?
On one of the graduations?
Yes.
My son and I graduated that very day. He with a Bachelor of Engineering degree and I with a Bachelor of Education degree.
Yes, I can only imagine how powerful that was. That's a moment. That's a moment.
It was sensational. It was really awesome.
Yes, yes, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. There is somebody by the name of Nolan saying, is that my principal? I just want to put it out there so you know, Nolan saying, is that my principal? And Carlene Stewart is here also. Carlene Stewart is on also. Just want you to know.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She was the first person I spoke with. Yes.
Okay, there you go now. There you go.
Yes.
So here it is now. You graduate when you came to Brosis, you already had your bachelor's and your master's, correct?
Yes,
from UE?
Certainly.
Beautiful.
Yes, I did.
Beautiful. So help me now. You're at Bogwalk. You're a vice principal at Bogwalk. How did you end up at Brosis? Who made that connection? How did that all happen? Because here it is. You're living in St. Catherine at the time. Where were you living at the time?
Place here, yes, right where I'm sitting.
Right. So how did you make that quantum leap from St. Catherine all the way to Hanover, Little Lucy? How did that work?
No, it's not Little Lucy. It is a big, powerful Bossy Lucy. That's my parish.
Okay, all right.
That's my yard. That's my barnyard.
There you go now.
So it is in no shape or form little to me.
Beautiful. But I thought when you go under the clock, the Kingston clock,
well, it's not shining as bright as Lucy.
Thank you. I feel better already. So who made that contact for the principal position at Brosis? Did somebody approach you or were you became aware of it and then you applied? What happened?
It was an ad in the paper.
Ah.
And I was at that time, a time in my career.
Yes.
Where I say I'm seeing the finishing line in my career.
Okay.
And I want some self-actualization.
Yes.
And I need to mobilize myself in because I think I've contributed enough where I was.
Got you.
In the position that I was in. And I said, there's no more upward mobility at Bogwalk because you know the position stays static for the same person position until retirement.
Yes.
And then I started looking out, and when I saw the ad for Brosis, I said,
Yes.
Father God, is this one for me?
Wow.
I would love to go back to my alma mater to serve.
Yes. Yes.
I would
yes.
love to run the last leg of the relay at Brosis High School.
Yes, lovely. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
And I'm telling you, I at that time I applied to other schools, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. I heard from 3 other schools.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All age, junior high, primary, 1 secondary. And anyway, bam, we got the Easter holidays, and I got a response from Brosis.
Yes. Yes.
And I said, okay, response for interview.
Woo.
And I
Okay.
said, okay, I'll be going.
Yes. Yes.
Although I could have taken us to this end, and I went, and the rest is history.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And
By the way,
so
yeah.
there and then I had to have terms and conditions with my husband.
Of course. Of course.
We didn't have any babies in the house or any children anymore, but he worked in Portland, and now I'm going to the other end to work.
Woo.
So we had to plan in an effective way
Yes.
how to let this thing work.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It did work.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How was his response when you shared with him your dream? How was that response?
So far,
Okay.
we're going to meet. But then we strategize.
Yes.
You come, I come. You go, I go. You know.
Beautiful. 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 I love it. I love it. That's called partnership. Partnership.
Yes,
I love it. And I love the fact that you were working, you were successful, but there was another level that you aspired towards. You mentioned self-actualization. That it's not just the money anymore, but it's that personal sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, you are correct.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is special. That is very special.
And setting standards for my half a dozen children.
Beautiful. There you go now. There you go. I like that. I like that. You were leaving a legacy.
Amen.
That will continue to your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. They can say, this is what was done. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just so you know, our president, Troy Malcolm, the president of the Brosis Foundation, is sending his greetings to you.
Wow.
He's saying, good evening, Mrs. Thompson. Welcome to Brosis Empowerment. Yes. So here we go. You came to Brosis in 2006.
Yes.
And at that point, what was it like? What was it like at that time? Because I left Brosis in 1984 as a teacher. So that's 12 years later you came.
Before I tell you what—
Not 12 years, much more.
Before I tell you what it was like, I'm going to tell you what my principal of the school I was leaving is advice to me.
Yes, yes.
We just buried him. His funeral was on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Frederick Archibald Lewis. When I told him of my acceptance for the position there, he looked at me and he said, June, I'm going to miss you, you know. But it's what happened. I was training you a long time. And if you go to Brosis,
yes,
and you get 33.33% of the staff cooperating with you, run with it.
Beautiful.
Run with it. You will make it. Run with it.
I like that. I like that.
Yes. I never forget it. He said,
beautiful. Beautiful.
You get 33.33%.
Yes.
Working with you.
Yes.
Run with it. You have made it. You have
Beautiful.
made it. And I said, sir, not even 50%. He said, no, 33 and a third percent.
Wow. Wow.
You
Listen,
go.
I've never heard that before, but that's coming from deep. That's coming from deep, very deep.
Very deep.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So 2006 to 2014, if you were to mention 3 highlights of your sojourn as the CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and Chief Executive Officer of Brosis at the time, what are 3 of the three things that could come to mind? I'm sure there are many. What are the 3 highlights that you could share with us tonight from your time at Brosis? That comes to your mind just now. You were not prepared for this, but as you look back, 3 things that stand out in your mind.
Some person may find this insignificant.
Go ahead.
But
share
I find
it's yours. It's yours.
Very significant to me.
Yes.
The starting of the track and field team at Brosis.
Wow.
Track and field team.
Yes.
Why? Because Brosis was known as a football school.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
That is tangible to me.
Yes, Mr. Connell would love to hear you say that, because Mr. Connell is track and field.
Right.
Yes, yes, beautiful.
And in my sojourn there, when I went, the academic was down, went up.
Oh, praise God.
Right.
Praise God. Yes.
And regardless of what anyone will say,
yes,
the camaraderie that we had.
Wow.
The camaraderie that we had. My principal said 33 and a third.
Yes.
And I think with camaraderie, I had more than that.
Wonderful.
I like the camaraderie. You know, you will always have naysayers.
Of course, of course,
right.
of course.
But
of course.
Those are just 3.
Yes.
Many persons will probably say other things or other, but especially track and field. And when I'm back here and they are having boys and girls camp and I hear Rossi's name,
yes,
that's not football.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. I wouldn't have thought of those, but I love that. And
well, probably most time people think about the academic accolades. Those are, but the value that is added, those are the ones that I talk about.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The value added. Because you are expecting the Brosis to perform and the children to get ones and so on. But the value added, the co-curricular activity,
yes,
the interpersonal relationship.
Yes, yes. It's a total package, package.
Yes.
So Mr. Malcolm is asking this question here. You have shared a couple of the highlights that come to mind at this moment. Could you identify 1 or 2 low points in your journey while you were there? 1 or 2 low, I mean, we're not going to dwell on anything negative, but can you identify something that was for you like distasteful or not, something that you enjoyed while you were there?
I can.
Go ahead. Share with
cooperation from persons in positions that you think that you know should have cooperated and work along with you.
Okay, okay.
That's a very low point.
Yes, yes.
And a tangible one and a significant one. But with Jesus in the vessel, I smile at every storm. It made me more powerful, and it made me more proactive, and it made me want to search forward and do better for the school and for the children at large.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, you know, the naysayers become your motivators.
Amen.
Yeah, beautiful.
Amen.
Beautiful, beautiful. So here it was, 2014. Was there anything special with 2014 while that became the grand finale? Anything special, magical? Or your husband just said, come home?
No, it was retirement time.
Okay.
You know what? As you say, husband said, come home. On my birthday, 28th of August, when was that? 2010? 2010? I'm not very sure, but I think it's 2010.
Yes.
on my
Yes.
birthday,
Yes.
one of my grandsons came down to the cottage, a little child. So I had to
Okay.
take him back to Montego Bay.
Yes.
And you know, right at the gate, gunmen held me up and took my car at the cottage
What?
gate. Yes,
Really?
yes.
Whoa.
3 gunmen in the car, and they took my car just as I was turning in the cottage on my
Wow.
birthday.
Oh,
And
mercy.
anyway, as you said, my husband said to come out. He came and he forcefully said, pack up everything and come home. And I said, no, I am not leaving my job.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
even the devil in hell can let me leave my job.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
He was
Wow.
shocked. He said, really, they do that? How much gun you see, you know? I said, I'm not leaving my job.
Wow. Beautiful.
I'm not running
Beautiful.
from Satan.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I have to share this with you. Dejanay White. Listen to what this person said. Big up yourself, Grandma. You did an awesome job at Brosis. You helped to make me the person I am today. Forever grateful to you, love. Okay? Then Milton Jeff Jarrett.
Wow,
Milton
my
Jeff Jarrett
Jeffy.
he says, welcome my mommy.
Yes,
Okay?
my son.
Okay. So I just want to share this with you. This is what's going on right here.
And Dejanay is a pastor of Brosis, and she is my adopted granddaughter.
Okay, now. There it is right there. There it is.
I took in a lot of them.
Forever grateful. Forever grateful, she said.
Dejanay,
Okay?
such a sweet girl.
Beautiful. So here it is. 2014 came. You reached the perfect age to put up your gloves, grab your rocking chair, and sip your lemonade. But then you transitioned from one service into another.
Yes.
Talk to me. What was it that caused you not to want to just sit down and just watch the years go by? You gave up public service and end up in just community service. Tell us about that. What happened?
Before I went to Brosis, I was a Kiwanis.
Oh, so it wasn't you.
And I maintained that.
Okay,
although I did not have ample time to give service there outside of the education institution.
Could you just pause 1 second? Pause 1 second. For those who might not hear, it's Kiwanis, because a lot of young people don't talk about the Kiwanis Club or the Rotary Club or what have you.
Yes.
But you were a member of the Kiwanis Club before you came to Brosis.
Yes.
And after you retired from Brosis.
This is my 20th year in Kiwanis.
Wow. Wow.
20th year in Kiwanis.
So that was roughly 14 years from before. Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. Wow. So you now retire and you decide that you are ready to get more involved in the Kiwanis Club.
Yes, in more, because Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers,
yes.
You know.
Yes.
Global,
yes.
Which seek to change the community one at a time.
Nice.
And take care of children one at a time.
Beautiful.
And
beautiful.
So having, as you see, there's a DP. Having come back from here, I became the president as I came back from my club, Kiwanis Club of Lindsay.
Wow.
And I got distinguished from the Kiwanis International in Indianapolis, USA, because that's our headquarters.
Wow.
That's our headquarters. And when we do community analysis, the need is far greater than words can describe.
Okay.
The need is far greater, not the greed, not the greed, but the need is far greater than words can describe.
Yes.
From a child, from the baby on the breast, to the elderly going to the grave. The need is far greater than we can ever imagine.
Yes.
So, My husband called me Santa Claus.
Because you bring him good gifts. You always bring them gifts.
Whatever the things are, I'm finding it for the people. I'm not patting myself on my shoulder, but the team of us work, and we hear about this case, and we say, how can we help that person?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Right now, there's a lady in Mount Peter, St. James, that got both hands chopped off in a domestic dispute. The man is in prison.
Mercy.
We collect money at our club, and we send it to a person who is building a little bathroom and things for her.
Wow.
We are in St. Catherine, and she's in Mount Peter, Hanover, St. James. Right?
Wow. Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But you have to have a special heart, one of humanity.
Yes, humanity, yes.
Just like how Jesus walked the face of the earth, and he gave service, and he cared, and he shared. And he cared, and he shared.
Yes.
In similar manner, we should do that if we have the time.
Yeah, beautiful. Can I say something to you? One of our members by the name of Joseph Campbell always use this expression, a people will say. It's that heart, that heart that is turned towards humanity. Yes. And you just mentioned that Kiwanis Club is just an organized body that looks for needs within the society and try to help to satisfy those needs. So even the Brosis Foundation was founded out of a desire to be there for each other. Notice it means brother-sister foundation.
Yes, definitely.
So what you're mentioning was really the seed that gave birth to the Brosis Foundation. We're saying that if you attended school with me and you came up on hard times, you should not go through it alone. That's how this came about. That's how this came about. And of course, within that, we are making sure that Brosis is supported, but we are also supporting each other. So we celebrate good things and we are there for each other during bad times. Okay, so Kiwanis Club is a well-founded foundation, and it is doing a great work. Yes. And we are excited to see the role that you're playing. I mean, you are distinguished, not just president, but DP. Sound like a rapper. DP Thompson, distinguished president.
And if I can backtrack, during my journey to overseas, there were many needy children.
I can imagine.
Many needy, but not even children. Teachers were needy, staff members were needy also.
Mercy, mercy.
Yes, I mean, there were many needy persons, different circumstances. You may see a bright smile, but behind the smile is a heavy burden.
Yes.
It's a heavy burden.
Yes, yes, yes.
And if you can, you have to extend the olive branch. You have to extend something to that person to bring some form of comfort. Because if the teachers are not satisfied, they will not give you. They will not produce.
Right, correct.
They will not produce. If the staff not satisfied, they will not produce. If the children are not satisfied in some way, they will not produce also.
You know, Ms. Thompson, I can tell you this. Ms. Thompson, I can tell you, it's good to have to believe in something and not just believe it, but put your energy and your passion into it. I can feel it. I can feel it. This is not something that is just out there, something that it flows through your veins. I can tell.
You know, it's a long time from I entered the profession. And I work through the church also. I work through my community development agencies and all of that. I told you about Miss Tiny, the 92-year-old.
Tell us about Miss Tiny. Tell us about Miss Tiny. She 92 years old. As a matter of fact, tell us about Miss Tiny, because I would love to highlight who Miss Tiny was, or is rather, and how you came in touch with Miss Tiny. Tell us about her.
Miss Tiny was introduced to my club by a Kiwanian, but it's not through her Kiwanis, so it was through her Pentecostal church, because Miss Tiny
Pentecostal, yes.
To that church.
Yes.
So upon a visit there, they realized that Miss Tiny was in total disarray where our dwelling was concerned and our sanitary convenience.
Yes.
They were concerned. And DP Beverly, I can call her name, Distinguished President Beverly from the other club. She said, DP June, I know the Kiwanis club, and Lindsay they always find things to help people.
Okay.
And they're going around there on this day, church brothers coming and so on. When we went, Miss Tiny also was a strainer.
Oh, mercy.
The room was a strainer.
Wow.
The kitchen was about to fall on her, and then she had an outside pit toilet. That was not, I don't know what that was. But when we went there, I rushed back because I said, she must drop in at that hole before we come back here.
Mercy. Mercy.
So our next visit was the next day. We just pushed down the kitchen. We said,
Push it down.
We said, whether relatives want to come and sue us, we're pushing down the kitchen because this is going to drop and kill the lady.
Wow.
We pushed down the kitchen. I tell you, what roach and rat we encountered.
Ouch. Ouch.
We had to run to the hardware to get all kinds of spray and so. Anyway, so the project continued. To make a long story short, we said, Miss Stein, we are bringing in your bathroom facility on your house.
Wow.
We don't know where we're going to get the money, but we are going to bring it here, and in a month or so, you will be showering in here, you'll be using your PSBs, and you'll be using it right in there. And she laughed and laughed and laughed. So we worked on the project, and it came on, and through thick and thin and sacrifice, we did that. We tiled our house, we roofed the house. And but one day when it was raining heavily now, and our spirit was just going on. And Mr. President, we go look for Miss Tiny, you know, because we don't know if she eat from morning. We don't know her before the project, you know. So we said, we're not kind of normality. We don't buy cupcake and ice cream for her.
Yes.
When I sent in the present to buy, and he came out with this big container, I said, you know, some Stanley, we buy such a large container for. He said, well, maybe if she left some, she left some. And when we went, I said, Stanley, we can't look at things to sweeten up your mouth, man, and so on. You cook yet? No, man, we not cook yet. And when she took the container ice cream and sat on the stool, and I said, Kevin, you scared of Miss Tiny waste the ice cream? After Miss Tiny reached halfway the container, she said, lad, a tank on you see? A tank on you see? I don't have tongue in my head for tank on you. A long time I don't eat no ice cream. I know. So Miss Tiny, stop it. Stop it. He said, no, man, me tank on you. Me no have tongue in my head for tank on you.
Mercy.
Anyway, to cut a long story short, by in the next few minutes when we look, the container was empty. I said, Kevin, are you talking Miss Tiny ice cream? He said, no, man. No, man. And me not make none race because me not tongue in my head for tank, you know.
Mercy. Gratitude.
She's 92 years old.
Yes. And
their
when
project is now completed, but we drop in with breakfast for her, and who decide who will carry breakfast, who will carry lunch. She got a new 2-burner stove the other day and a radio from us, new bathroom thing, curtain, all the place.
Wow.
Yeah, she said, Andy, this was her last comment, the last time we were there. She said, you know, me always sit down here, my husband dead. And me say, me have one child and she's sick too. And me say, me don't have nobody at all. But God send enough to me.
Beautiful.
God provide, you know. My family now.
Yes, yes.
You know, she's so deserving. And there are many more persons like Miss Tiny.
That's a beautiful, beautiful experience. You know, you did mention she made a request. She made a request, and I remembered you were calling her Miss Tiny, but she wanted you to call her a different name. Different name. What happened?
I said, when she said, DP June, you always call me Miss Tiny. Call me Tiny. I said, why? No, man, we don't call me Miss Tiny. Me feel like me old. And it sound like me old. So me 92. No, call me Tiny. Me young like Chocha.
I tell you.
When we
So-
thought if we said Tiny, we would be disrespecting her. So no, we
No,
must
no,
tolerate
Tiny,
Tiny. We
Tiny.
can be young like Chocho.
So I want to, I have enjoyed this time with you just as I enjoyed Sunday. I just want to swing back a little bit to Rusty's in the now. In the
Yes.
now, with all the challenges that all schools are faced with. Rusty's is near and dear to our hearts. Your heart, my heart,
Yes, definitely.
and all those who think about where they came from. In your mind, as you look, not just at Rusty's, but at the landscape in Jamaica, in the educational system, and also within the pandemic, what would you identify as, say, 2 or 3 of the most urgent needs that you think our Rusty's students or institution would need at this time? In your mind, what do you think might be 2 or 3 of the most critical needs that you could imagine?
The students or the institution?
Both.
Okay. For students in this time of the pandemic, they need the instruments to use.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
the laptops or the phone or whatever it is,
Mhm.
and also the connectivity. Because they have the instrument and they have no connectivity, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
That is one. 2, if the children are at home learning from the unit, there must be some provision put in place for them to do the practical areas.
Practical. Okay.
Practical area, because the academic and the practical, they come together and become one. Because remember, children are doing external exams and they will have to do SBAs or practical work and so on.
Yes.
And really students, I think, having changed their mode of learning, they should be getting regular assessment, psychological assessment. Why psychological? Some people have phobia. They can be locked up and doing the same thing over and over. No recess, no jumping up, no de-stressing, no physical education. So there should be a forum where these children are analyzed to see if it is impacting on them negatively or positively.
Okay. Very interesting.
And even the teachers too.
Wow.
Because sometimes administration or the powers that be don't think about the teachers or the persons in the institution. How this pandemic is impacting on them.
Yes.
They are adults, so they should be coping. But they too should have a forum in where they can vent and talk and share.
Wow.
And I'm serious about that.
Yes, very good.
If everything's get bottled up and you have no avenue to share it and to make suggestions, then all fall down.
Yes.
All fall down.
Yes.
And lastly, at Brosis, we have 2 campuses and it seems to be working well.
Okay.
But the lower school children never know the upper school children until they come down on the campus.
Okay.
On the other campus. You understand?
Yes.
They don't really know them. So the senior students can nurture them.
Okay.
Can nurture them. I mean, there are other schools that have 2 campuses too. But I
Yes.
always think that there's no interpersonal relationship going between the juniors and the seniors.
Yes.
The
So there's a
juniors
deficiency.
and the
Yes.
seniors, you know?
So the juniors are losing out.
I think so.
Yes.
I
Okay. Okay.
think so. I think so. I think so because you don't have that big boy to talk to you and say, keep walking. When we were
Okay.
at school,
Yes.
we had to respect our prefects as we respect our teachers.
Yes.
We had
Yes.
to. And the
Mhm.
prefects help a lot with the training of the younger
True. That is
students.
true. That is true. Yes. That is
Yes,
true. That is true.
really. When you see your prefect, yes, Miss Spence. Yes, Miss Spence, you are in grade 7 and your prefect in grade 11. Yes, Miss Spence. Yes, Mr. Yes, Mr. Dunkley. You know.
And,
Yes,
and you're a
sir.
student. And you're a
Yes,
student.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. I remember those days.
Right.
You know, Mrs. Thompson, it is really a joy having you with us. I just want to share with you a couple comments that are here. Ariana Thompson is saying, Brosis with love. Sending you greetings,
Thank you.
Brosis with love.
Thank
And
you.
the idea young like Chocho was very exciting to her, yes. And then Kalia Chung said, good night, Mrs. Thompson. Kalia Chung
Yes.
saying good night, Mrs. Thompson. And then, of course, Joseph Campbell, one of all, he says he has never seen a young Chocho.
You need to find one.
Yes. So I just want to let you know that I love the energy that you maintain and that you bring with you. You are truly an inspiration. You are truly a motivator. Because I'm here sitting, I'm approaching that 2014 time frame.
Yes.
And just listening to you makes me want to go further, makes me want to do more.
Definitely.
And it's
You're
really
just
exciting.
re-energized, you know.
Yes,
you're not retired, you're retired to work.
You're retired.
Retired to work, yes.
I like that.
Yes.
So I just want to let you know, we appreciate you and we appreciate you affording us this time to share in these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful memories. And I wasn't there when you were there, but just the sentiments that have been shared give me a great idea of what you have, the legacy that you have left behind. And I'm so glad that I was able to taste of that tonight. Keep up the good work. Keep us in your prayers. Keep us in your prayers. And anything that any ideas that come to your mind, you have our numbers, you know, don't be afraid to invite us because you're there in the trenches and we are scattered all over the world. And sometimes you might see some things that we might not see. So don't be afraid to send us a message, give us some thoughts, some ideas, and we'll be more than happy to entertain whatever we can so we can make Brosis a better place. Any final words you'd like to share?
I will remind you that why I work so hard. Labor omnia vincit. Labor conquers all.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Well said. Well said. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you and continue to enjoy your wonderful life.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
We will stay in touch.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Bye-bye.
Beautiful.